Hi there. So I am heading northwards again towards the Craters of the Moon National Park. I've just passed through the town of Twin Falls, Idaho, and I had to stop. There's a bridge above here, the scenic outlook above the cliffs below. I mean, you get a size, you can make out the buildings there in the distance. It'll give you a sense of how tall this is. Stunning view down through the valley with the river flowing below. See you at the park. As I approach the Craters of the Moon National Park, all of a sudden the landscape changes, and I think it's granite on the side of the road here. It's kind of black compared to the grass areas I've been driving through, and not much growing there. So I've stopped just a couple of miles before the entrance to the park. I was wrong, it's not granite, it's actually lava, and what we're looking at here, this hill, and especially this part here, that is an extinct volcano. It erupted about 6,500 years ago, and the black stone is actually lava. That's what we're looking at, is a lava field. So I am in the Craters of the Moon Park. It's early afternoon. I'm about to do my first walk of the day. I'm going to do 2 short walks today, and same thing as always, the scenery is just spectacular. As I said, this whole area was built up by about 25 volcanoes, which have left cones here. And my first walk, I'm going up this cone here. It's called Inferno Cone, which will give me a good overview of the park. And if you can see, it's not a long hike, but it's a fair bit of uphill. Yeah, those little things are people up there. So I'm at the top. The view is absolutely magnificent. It's not too much of a climb. Actually, it's fairly steep. I'll show you that in a minute. But it's only 0.2 miles or 0.3 kilometers each way, so nothing serious, but absolutely spectacular, the view from here. I hope the wind isn't preventing you from hearing what I'm saying, but it's really difficult to describe the view from up here in all directions, down into the valley below, looking across at those barren mountain range over there. Just to give you an idea of the extent of the climb, each attraction in the park has its own little parking lot, and down there is the parking lot for this hill. You can just make out my van. There she is. So for my second little walk of the day, I'm going to look at something called a Splatter Cone, which is kind of the last gasp of a volcano. If you want, it's like a miniature volcano. Just before the eruption stops, it will spew up a big blob of lava like this. This is how it ends up. Here's a view looking down into the core of this mini volcano, and you can see how the stone, as it came up and cooled, solidified, and you know, it's solid rock. You can imagine the temperatures that were needed to melt this. From the top of this Splatter Cone, I'm going to go to that one over there, which I believe is the same thing or similar. This environment, these surroundings are so different to anything I've ever been in before, and I'm not sure if the video can do justice to just how special this area is. Again, walking on a short path, you got the lava here, but you do have things growing in it. But it's quite clearly lava, volcanic, and what makes it special, if I hold up this brick, it's very light, and that's because, I don't know if you can see over here, yeah, you can there. It's, from when it was thrown up into the air, it's got full of air pockets in it. So it wouldn't be, it's not as heavy as you'd expect a stone this size to be. Anyway, that was class for today. Another little climb has brought me to the top of a volcano, which the core, the shaft is there, but it has all collapsed in. Still, one more chance to enjoy the view from up here. Yeah, why not? That's the path I just took to get up here, and that there is the one I climbed at the start of this hike. I beg your pardon, that one there. So, for what is probably my last walk for today, I'm taking a walk through a site called, it's a half-kilometer walk, half-mile walk should I say, through a site which is known as Devil's Garden. About 100 years ago, some minister came to visit and saw the brush growing out of the piles of lava stones and decided that Devil's Garden would be an appropriate name for this place. We'll see. Like I said in an earlier section, this really is very different. Somebody said to me that I only really need one day here, but I'm definitely happy. I arrived here at lunchtime today. I've got this afternoon and the whole day tomorrow. I'm sleeping at a campsite, a free campsite, about 15 minutes drive from here. Make an early start tomorrow and get a lot in. Sorry, I have to correct myself. The name is not Devil's Garden, but Devil's Orchard. So, okay, Devil's Orchard it is. And behind me here, you can see a lot of these stones, the lava stones that been holed up here. They actually break very easily. So the concrete path I'm walking on, they're pretty strict about allowing people only on these concrete paths, because otherwise the lava fields will deteriorate rapidly. The little yellow bits we see on some of the stones on the lava are actually lichens. They are the first plants to grow here. They break down the lava into soil, which then allows other plants to grow. I'm not sure where else you can walk through an environment like this. This truly is special. I'm driving inside the park now, and the lava field is a little surreal. The whole park is made up of 25 volcanoes, extinct, I hope, but they've sure left their mark, although you do have things growing. Good morning, it's 8 a.m, it's about 7 degrees Celsius, and I am the only one at the start, at the trailhead, the start of the hike. I've got two hikes that I want to do today. This first one is, it's 1.8 miles or 2.9 kilometers each way, and the second one is a little bit longer than that. So let's get going. Looking down from one of the craters, it's not hard to see why it's called Craters of the Moon. So I'm walking along the inside rim of one of the craters, and in a minute I'll give you a view looking down. This walk is a lot of uphill and downhill. The top of the hill up there is where I've come from. There's the trail going along, and to my right, the bottom is the center of the volcano, with the other wall on the opposite side. That's where I've just come from, and now there's the rim of the crater. Now going down into the next crater, and up on the other side there, over there, and in the meantime the early morning sun is lighting up the hills and the distant mountains, and it is really pretty. On we go. 6,000 or 7,000 years ago, this, which is the center of the volcano, you can see the sides here, that side is eroded, but these rocks, this would have been molten lava, and as it cooled, it just hardened where it was. Pretty neat. You can see the ridges here from how it flowed and slowly hardened to where it's solid. At least I hope it's solid and not about to erupt on me. Okay, on I go. I'm standing on the lip of another volcano. I think it's pretty cool because that's my shadow down in the bottom. This is definitely a unique experience. The trail started at one parking lot and ended at another one. Now I could have just gone back the same way, but it was a lot of climbing up and down volcanoes, and I was pleased to do it once, not so keen on doing it a second time. So I'm walking back along the road to the other parking lot, and this way is longer, but obviously not nearly as steep. Okay, I am back at the van. That was an awesome hike, little under 7 kilometers, 4.3 miles, something like that, and it's not even 10 a.m. I'm going to drive to the start of the next hike. It's about a 5-10 minute drive. We're going to rest there, make a cup of coffee, maybe a sandwich, and then get going on that hike. Definitely want to make the most out of today. My next trail for today, having had about a 35-minute rest, is something called the Broken Loop Trail. By the way, at the start of each trailhead, they have an explanation and a little map. Now, if I don't have the map, I will photograph this. I'm starting here. I'm going to go do the loop. The caves there are closed. Over there's a wilderness trail that goes off for a few miles. I'll do that. I'll see how far I want to go, and then come back and carry on, do the overlook and carry back to where I started. Now, the length of the loop is 1.8 miles or 3 kilometers, and I'll see how much I add on going down the wilderness trail. Once again, it's crazy to imagine this rock actually, the lava actually pouring down here, and you can see the fine lines in it from when it cooled, and it's just a massive lava field here that I'm walking through. This mountain is known as Big Butte, B-U-T-T-E, and is the highest volcano in Craters of the Moon National Monument. I'm not going to climb it. It was interesting though, and pretty to look at, is in the one corner, the northeastern corner of the volcano, you have this grove of aspen trees growing. It's quite pretty to look at. And apart from that, once again, I'm walking through a lava field. Something very cool on the hike today. I'm walking out. I've been walking for nearly an hour. Apart from the very beginning where there's a little, when I was still on the circular trail, I've seen one other person. Taken a little detour off to get to something called lava trees. And if you can see this here, there's a hole here going down. It's as if it's a hollowed out tree, and the lava just formed like that. I have no idea how or why, but it just added to the list of like cool things that I've seen here. So I walked out on that wilderness trail until I reached about the 6 kilometer mark. Just standing there, I decided that's enough. Turned around. I'm now walking on my way back. It's been amazing. Apart from that one person I mentioned in the previous clip, I haven't seen anyone the entire time. Just walking out here alone in nature. It's dead quiet. You don't hear cars, you don't hear anything. Most of the way back I'm doubling back on the way I came out, and then I will complete the loop, and it'll make it about a 13 kilometer hike, 13 and a half. Nearing the end of this hike, but there's a opportunity for one last panoramic look at the lava field down below. Beautiful. There's the camper. which means the hike is almost over. I must say that camper is a welcome sight for sore legs. And yeah, so that hike was 13 kilometers, just over 13 kilometers. So combined with the first hike today, it means I've hiked 20 kilometers today, which is about 12.5 miles, and it's only 11:45. No, but that's it in terms of serious walking for today. Going to go and explore a few little caves, and then time to go and fill up the camper and buy a couple of groceries, and then back to the campsite to do a bit of editing, video editing. It's been a fun hike. Right, time for my last little adventure for today. I'm going on a little walk to a cave system to take a look, and that'll be it, I think. So I lied. I'm going to check out this cave, but it's a 1.3 kilometer walk to get there. At least it's on a paved path through the lava field on either side. So this is the entrance to what's called the Beauty Cave. We're told to bring flashlights because it's dark in there. But gotta go for it. So I'm in the cave. It's pitch dark here. Some people up ahead. I have this dinky little flashlight, and that's looking back up at the entrance. Okay, let's go spelunking. Oh, my glasses. That ain't gonna work. Put them in your pocket. Okay, I'm back in the van. That was the last bit of fun for today for the Craters of the Moon Monument, National Monument. I did a lot of hiking today. According to my watch, I did almost 35,000 steps, which translates into 26.3 kilometers. So, and it is now just after 3 o'clock. Yeah, the advantages of an early start. I didn't film much in the cave because there were a lot of people there. The lighting was not exactly conducive to filming, and also nobody seemed to be wearing a mask, which worried me slightly. I only thank you for sharing my time in this monument. But before I go, I want to shout out to someone who is a friend of mine now and many years ago was a student of mine, Andre Sahati. He's an incredibly gifted composer and musician, and he very kindly agreed to let me use the track which you heard earlier on in this video. So I hope you enjoyed it. I've asked him for a video site, for a website, if he has one, that I can post, and if he sends it to me, I'll add it to the bottom below this video, and so that you can check out more of his music if you'd like to. He truly is a gifted musician. So Andre, thank you very much for letting me use this. Right, now that's enough filming for today. I am going to go and buy a few groceries, get gas for the vehicle, and then on tomorrow morning, it's on to the next stage in my great adventure. So again, thanks for watching and all the best.